These people are amongst the greatest quiz players in Britain. Together, they make up the Eggheads, arguably the most formidable quiz team in the country. The question is, can they be beaten? Welcome to Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers pit their wits against possibly the greatest quiz team in Britain. They are the Eggheads. And Lisa, you've got a little teaser for us for people at home to ponder through the show.
Oh, yes. So, we know there are 92 teams in the top 4 divisions of the English Football League. Only one of those 92 teams has a name in which none of the letters can be coloured in. No closed loops. So the question is, which team?
So we're going to find out the answer to Lisa's brilliant question at the end of the show. That is a cracker, Lisa. Now, taking on our awesome quiz champions today are Dougie's pals from Staffordshire. Now, this team all work together at the Douglas Macmillan Hospice in Stoke-on-Trent. Let's meet them.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm a volunteer fundraiser and ambassador.
Hi, I'm Pauline and I'm the Clinical Governance Manager at the hospice.
Hi, I'm David. I'm a Chief Executive.
Hi, I'm Fiona and I'm a Lottery Sales and Marketing Manager.
Hi, I'm Kev. I'm the Social Work Team Manager.
So Mike and team, hello.
Hello.
Good to see you. And I was just struggling thinking, is it Dougie's pals or Dougie's pals, Mike? Which one is it?
Well, it's Dougie's.
Dougie's, OK.
Yeah.
Now, the reason you call it that is because of something called the Dougie Mac. Tell us what that is.
Well, the Douglas Macmillan Hospice is an end-of-life charity in Staffordshire, in Stoke-on-Trent, more fondly known locally as the Dougie Mac.
Oh, OK. And you have connections through that, do you?
Yeah, I'm a volunteer and the rest of the team all work for the Dougie Mac.
Very good. Do you quiz together? That's the crucial thing.
Not very often, but the team did have a bit of a workout last Friday at a charity fundraiser for the hospice.
Good. We're looking forward to seeing you take these eggs on today. Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs for our challengers. However, if they fail to defeat the Eggheads, the prize money rolls over to the next show. So, Dougie's pals, the Eggheads have won just the last game. They've been having a bit of an on-off time, which means you might be able to catch them out here. £2,000 if you do. Would you like to start?
Yes, please.
Brilliant. The first head-to-head battle is on the subject of sport. So it's one of you against either Lisa, Steve, Barry, Pat or Chris.
Right, team. I think this is a no-brainer, do you? OK. That will be me, the captain leading from the front.
OK, Mike.
And it'll be the man from crew himself, Chris.
Very good. So Mike from Dougie's pals is playing Chris from the Eggheads. To ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions in our legendary question room. All right, good luck against the great Chris, known as the Steamroller. Mike, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first, please.
And here we go. In which of these sports are some of the markings on the court known as tram lines? Basketball, croquet or tennis?
Well, I don't think there are any lines on a croquet court, just a few hoops. But I do believe that tram lines are associated with tennis.
Tennis is right. Well done. Chris, in 2017, Alan Wynne-Jones was appointed captain of which rugby union team in the Six Nations Championship? Scotland, Wales or France?
Well, a name like Wynne-Jones, it's got to be Wales.
It is Wales, yeah, although that sort of logic can sometimes take you astray, can't it?
Yep.
One each. Mike, in 1980, the Australian Alan Jones became the Formula One world champion, driving for which constructor? So 1980, was it Tyrrell, Braun GP or Williams?
I'm pretty sure it's not Braun GP, so it's a choice between Tyrrell and Williams, but I'm going to go for Williams.
And Williams is right. He's playing well, challengers, isn't he? Very sure-footed. Chris, your question. In 2017, who became the first footballer to score 100 Champions League goals? Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo or Neymar?
That's not domestic, is it? Was it Ronaldo? Was it Messi? That was Lionel Messi, surely.
No. You know this, Mike?
It is Cristiano Ronaldo.
It is Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, the other one.
Yeah, it was quite a big moment. OK, Mike, over to you. You can win the round with this question. In 1938, Great Britain defeated the United States 4-1 in the first Amateur World Series. In which sport? Baseball, basketball or ice hockey?
Right, Amateur World Series. I don't think there's a World Series ice hockey, so I'm going to go between baseball and basketball, and I'm going to choose baseball.
Chris, would you have gone that way?
Yeah, World Series, baseball.
Yeah, I think the words World Series would take you in that direction, and you're absolutely right. Well done, Mike. 3 out of 3. How about that? That's all you have to do. 3 out of 3. Simple as that. Knock them all out, take the money, go back home. There we go. Sorry, Chris, you're out. Come back to us. We'll play round 2. So, as it stands, Dougie's pals have not lost a single brain from the final round. The Eggheads, oh dear, down to 4. The next subject is arts and books. So which of Dougie's pals wants this?
Now, this was one of the toughies, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
You're going to go for it? Yeah. Second choice.
I think
I think you should.
you're going to take one for the team, Kev?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's it, yeah.
so we're going to nominate Kev.
Okay,
What do you
Kev.
think, Mike?
Now, against whom? And it can't be Chris. It's got to be somebody else.
Art and books, well, not Steve. How about Lisa?
Okay.
Lisa.
Yeah.
Brilliant at everything, though, isn't she?
Very good. So Kev from Dougie's pals to take on Lisa on arts and books. To ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions. So you're a record collector, Kev.
Yeah, I've got a few. It's been a couple of years since I've been collecting now. With my daughter, like, as soon as their toys started to fill up the house, my toys went away in the loft.
Yeah, I mean, I say another because, Lisa, we've had quite a few people who like their vinyl, haven't we?
Yeah, that'll be a familiar issue that Kev's having with my husband. Every time we've moved house, he's earmarked a room for his records. And then I had a baby and it disappeared. And then I had another baby and that room disappeared.
Because they take up a bit of space. That's the thing, don't they, Kev?
Just a bit, yeah.
Yeah, how many have you got?
Just one at the moment, but we've got another one on the way.
No, hang on, records.
Oh, records. I thought you were about children.
I'm not interested in children.
A couple of thousand.
Couple of thousand?
Here and there, yeah.
Okay. Arts and books. Kev, do you want to go first or second against Lisa?
I'll go first, please.
It's like a bit of dialogue out of Fawlty Towers there for a second. Okay, here's your question. Which phrase is a translation of the artistic technique known as trompe-l'oeil? Kev, is it false wood, letting in daylight, or deceives the eye?
It's going to be a guess on this one. I think I'm going to go for deceives the eye.
And you've got it bang on, well done, yeah. Lisa, which writer referred to people knowing the price of everything and the value of nothing in both an 1890 novel and an 1892 play? Oscar Wilde, Bram Stoker, or Charlotte Bronte?
It's a cynic, isn't it? A man who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. I think that's Oscar Wilde.
It is indeed the great Oscar Wilde. 1 each. Back to you, Kev. When was Samuel Johnson's groundbreaking work, A Dictionary of the English Language, first published? Was it 1555, 1655, or 1755?
I'm familiar with the name and the work, the date, however. Gonna take a guess at 1655.
Lisa?
I think, and I can only ever do this from Blackadder III, it might be 1755.
1755 is the answer, Kev.
Ah, sorry.
So Lisa has a chance to take the lead in this round. Which name was given to Victorian artists such as Sir Lawrence Alma Tadema and Lord Frederick Leighton for their love of classical subjects and for their great success at the time? Were they Spartans, Olympians, or Egyptians?
Classical subjects and their success at the time. Just read the question for me one more time, please, Jeremy.
Which name was given to Victorian artists such as Sir Lawrence Alma Tadema and Lord Frederick Leighton for their love of classical subjects and for their great success at the time?
I suppose on the success at the time element of the question, the relevant answer would be Olympians. I feel like I've heard them all in that sort of context, which is slightly irritating. But I'll try Olympians.
Olympians is right. They've gone spectacularly out of fashion, those guys, haven't they? But they certainly were celebrated. Kev, in which field did the London-born Edward Burrough have a successful career in the 20th century? You must get this one right to stay in. Playwriting, sculpting, or painting? Edward Burrough, and that's B-U-R-R-A.
It's not ringing any bells at all, this one. Edward Burrough. Again, guesswork here. I'm going to go with going to go with sculpting.
I can see why you've done that, because you'd think, well, if he's a sculptor, it's more likely I wouldn't have heard of him. Not a playwright, not a sculptor either, actually, he's a painter. So the answer was painting, and Lisa, you've taken the round. Arts and books, bad luck, Kev. Beaten by our eggheads, and as a result, not in the final. Return to us, both of you. We're going to play round 3. Anyone know about Edward Burrough here? Pat?
I've seen his pictures. They're strange, stylized things, like semi-human figures with big bendy noses and bird-like figures.
Right.
Suggestion of cubism about it, suggestion of modernist stuff.
Yeah, died in 1976. Did urban scenes and painted quite a lot of scenes from Harlem in the 1930s.
Oh.
As it stands, Dougie's pals have lost 1 brain from the final round. The Eggheads have lost 1 as well. It's quite well matched. Just keep the pressure up here, because they're still reeling from the last game. The next subject for you is history. So who would like this?
So, history.
Right.
That's
Do
going
you
to be
want me to
Fiona
go?
or Pauline.
And then if
So,
science comes up next,
Well, no, it might not come up so
it might
well.
not come up at all.
As-
no.
Go for it.
As,
Shall I go
yeah.
for it?
And who do you think
Pauline,
you want to take?
okay.
Pauline is going
Our
to take
clinical governance
history.
manager against, let's see, we've had Lisa and we've had Chris. So the 3 gents in the middle.
The 3 gents.
I know it's not
How
appetising.
about Steve? What do you think?
Well, he's a very nice man, so I'll go with Steve.
He is a nice man. You're right.
Don't put that rumour about.
Just be kind to me.
Oh, they never are. They smile, but they never are. Pauline from Dougie's Pals to play Steve from the Eggheads, who's going to try and be kind.
Well, I'm just upset they looked at me and thought, your history. You know.
Please take your positions in our question room. You were looking into your ancestry, Pauline, and you discovered you're a descendant of whom?
Ulviat Wolfgate, who was the Earl of Mercia and chief advisor to King Ethelred. Now, whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know.
So that was Ethelred the Unready?
Yes.
Was he unready because of your relative?
He
or?
might have been, mightn't he?
Anyway, as a clinical governance manager, you're always ready. So you've set a new trend there. OK, history, Pauline. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first, please.
And here we go. Which of these historical rulers was crowned by the Pope on Christmas Day in the year 800? Ivan the Terrible, Charlemagne, or Alexander the Great?
I don't think it was Ivan the Terrible. It could have been either Charlemagne or Alexander the Great, so it's going to be a guess. I'm going to go with Alexander the Great.
Now, let's just see if Steve knows this. Steve, is she right?
It's Charlemagne.
Charlemagne is the answer there, Pauline. Over to Steve we go. Which monarch knighted Winston Churchill? Steve, was it Elizabeth II, Edward VIII, or Victoria?
I don't do well with Winston Churchill questions. Well, obviously, it can't be Victoria. Edward VIII weren't there long enough. It's got to be Elizabeth II, he says confidently.
Yeah, and it is Elizabeth II. So I'm just thinking here, she took the throne in 52.
Yeah.
He could have been knighted before then, but then it wouldn't have been
Yeah.
Edward VIII, would it? Would it be somebody else?
Yeah.
Elizabeth II is right. Pauline, your question. In which industry did Viscount Nuffield make a huge personal fortune in the 20th century? Pauline, was this coal mining, shipbuilding, or car making?
I haven't the foggiest idea. So it's going to be a total guess. Nuffield. I don't think it was shipbuilding and I don't think it was car making. So I'm going to go with coal mining because there was an awful lot of money made in that century.
Let's see if your teammates know. What do we think?
I think it is car making.
Who
Did it have
was
something
he?
to do with Austin Rover or something like
Was
that?
it Eggheads?
Yes, indeed.
Morris.
Austin Rover, Morris. Cars, Pauline. Sorry, car making. Just bad luck. Unlucky. Steve, in the 18th century, where was the series of Carnatic Wars fought between British, French, and local forces? North America, Australia, or India?
That's India, Jeremy.
No, you didn't even have to think about it.
Some I know.
Some you know, some you don't know. This is one you know.
Do I sound like that?
No, not at all. India is right. You've taken the round. Sorry, Pauline. And I know it's not your strongest subject, that. You were in on an off subject, beaten by our Eggheads, and won't be in the final. Come back to us. One more round to play before the final. So advantage Eggheads, but will it last? Dougie's pals have lost 2 brains from the final. The Eggheads have still just lost the 1. 1 more round to play before the final, and it is music. So,
David, we know it's your strength, but do we save you for the final?
You do it.
And Fiona?
I'll do it.
We're going to go with Fiona.
okay, good.
And shall we say Barry?
It's Barry or Pat?
Go on, Barry. Yeah, with that shirt.
The shirt has to go.
So Fiona from Dougie's pals takes on Barry from the Eggheads, and let's see how you both do on music. Please go to the question room. So does music suit you here, Fiona?
I'm going to give it a good go, yes. I like a bit of pop music. Anything post-1980s, I should be OK.
Well, that's the opposite of you, Barry. You're pre-1980.
Yes, mostly.
Going back to the Middle Ages, really.
Oh, you're so kind, Joe.
No, but I think you do a bit of your classical and opera and stuff.
Yes, and musicals.
Yeah. How are you on musicals, Fiona?
Yeah, I do like the musicals. I go to a few. I went to see Mamma Mia recently, and we're going to see Les Mis. So yeah.
OK, well, good luck, and it's music, and let's see if we can get you into the final and level things up. Would you like to go first or second?
Oh, I'll go first, please.
All right, here we go. On an instrument such as a guitar or violin, what term is used for the part that supports the strings and transmits vibrations to the body of the instrument? Is it viaduct, bridge, or truss?
I actually know the answer to this. I used to play the violin, and the answer is bridge.
Bridge is quite right. Well done.
Well done.
Guitar as well. OK, Barry, the Kinks were formed in which British city in the early 1960s? London, Birmingham, or Manchester?
Oh, my goodness me, I should know this instantly. The years I've spent listening to the Kinks' music, which I really like, and I can't remember where they were from. Well, on the basis that I remember Waterloo Sunset, I shall go for London.
Yeah, I think that logic is right. It is London. I just had a momentary panic thinking it was Birmingham for some reason, but London's right. The Davis Brothers. Fiona, which 2001 hit song starts with the words, "Her name is Noelle, I have a dream about her"? Is it Bootylicious, Teenage Dirtbag, or Murder on the Dance Floor?
I know the answer to this one as well. This was just my era, and it's Teenage Dirtbag.
You are right.
I won't sing it for you, though.
Who's Teenage Dirtbag by? I can't remember.
I've forgotten.
Barry, do you know?
Don't be silly.
OK, Lisa will know. Lisa.
Wheatus.
Wheatus.
That was it, yes. Yes.
There we go. Right, Barry, back to the world. Belinda Carlisle was the original lead singer of which of these groups? The Bangles, the Shangri-Las, or the Go-Go's?
Well, I'm almost ashamed to admit that I know this, but I remember Belinda Carlisle very much in the Go-Go's.
The Go-Go's is right. We've got you both on good territory, haven't we? OK, Fiona, here's your question. Which future solo star's first band was called Bluesology? Bruce Springsteen, Elton John, or Ricky Martin?
Can you repeat the question for me, Jeremy, please?
Which future solo star's first band was called Bluesology?
Bluesology. I don't think it's Ricky Martin. That wasn't really his genre of music. I don't know, Bruce Springsteen or Elton John. I'm just singing the Elton John song about the blues, but I think it might be Bruce Springsteen.
Now, let's just think, because Elton John was in a few things. What else was he in?
Did he have a little bit of time with either Long John Baldry
Long
or
John Baldry. That's who
Mill?
it was, yeah.
Played sort of backing music on a lot of these like K-Tel songs as
Yes,
well.
exactly. What's the answer here?
It is Elton John.
Elton John, Fiona. OK, you can take the round with this, Barry. The opera I Masnadieri, that had its premiere at Her Majesty's Theatre, London in 1847, was written by whom? Barry, was it Giuseppe Verdi, Giacomo Puccini, or Giacomo Meyerbeer? 1847.
1847, well, that's too early for Puccini, so I'll discount him. But it could be Meyerbeer or Verdi. I don't know. Verdi wrote about 24 operas, of which I only know the names of about a dozen of them. So it could well be him. And on the basis that Verdi, I think, was more prolific than Meyerbeer, I'll go for Verdi.
That's quite a good way of working it out. Giuseppe Verdi is the right answer, Barry. Well done. Just a kind of stumbling elimination there. He got to it. Sorry, Fiona. He's got 3 out of 3, likes his music, and you've been knocked out. Come back to us, both of you. We'll play the final round for £2,000. So this is what we have been playing towards. It is time for the final round. As always, it's general knowledge. But those of you who lost your head-to-heads are not allowed to take part in this round. So that's Pauline, Fiona and Kev from Dougie's Pals, and also Chris from the Eggheads. Would you please now leave the studio? Mike and David, you're playing to win Dougie's Pals £2,000. Lisa, Steve, Barry, Pat, you're playing for something that money can't buy, which is to restore the Eggheads' reputation. As usual, I will ask each team 3 questions in turn. They're all general knowledge. You can confer, gentlemen. So the question is, can your 2 brains defeat these 4? And Mike and David, would you like to go first or second?
We'll go first, Jeremy.
Good luck to you both. You can do this. What is the name of the character played by Grace Jones in the 1985 James Bond film A View to a Kill? Mayday, Plenty O'Toole, or Pussy Galore?
It ain't Pussy Galore, that's right. Yep.
Well, they're all characters from James Bond films, Jeremy, but it's definitely Mayday.
Mayday's right. Well done. All right, Eggheads, your question. The modern acronym MAMIL refers to a middle-aged man in what? It's M-A-M-I-L. Leather, lycra, or latex?
Lycra.
Can we just say lycra and get this over with, because I've got disturbing images in my brain.
We think that's lycra.
A middle-aged man in lycra is quite right. Not me. I don't wear it. Any of you guys?
Loads of those around Stoke-on-Trent.
No.
We've just had our Dougie Mac bike ride with over 1,000 in lycra.
Oh, really? Okay.
Not good.
All
Not
right.
pretty.
Okay, back to you challenges. Which of these terms was used for a merchant who sold supplies to soldiers? Challenges, is it Agister, Ostler, or Sutler?
Well, I don't think it's Ostler. I think that's got something to do with horses.
Yeah.
So, is there something in the army about somebody who supplies, subaltern or something? I don't know.
No, I think-
If I was going to go for either, I think I'll go for a sutler. I don't know.
It's a hunch. It's a hunch.
Just a hunch, yeah.
We're in hunch territory, Jeremy, to be honest, but we're going to go for Sutler.
Well done, you got it right. I like the way you quiz. 2 out of 2. Over to you, Eggheads. Slip up, could be fatal. In fashion, the American Bruce Weber is chiefly known for his work in which role? Journalist, photographer, or hairdresser?
Go, Lisa.
Photographer, isn't it?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Let me think. Bruce Weber. I think it's photographer.
If you think it's
That's
photographer,
good enough for me, yeah.
Have you got any thoughts at all, Lisa?
No, I haven't. It's annoying me, but totally
I
prepared
mean,
to
you
go.
could go wrong here. It could turn out he was a journalist.
I can't help you at all, here. I really
You're
don't
the only
know.
one who has any.
I can't think of him as a hairdresser, if that helps, but
Okay. I think he rang a bell.
Yeah, you go for it,
Okay.
Pat.
go with it.
We hope he's a photographer.
Okay, you had a bit of knowledge here at this end of the desk and drew a few blanks at the other end,
No.
but photographer is right.
Hold on,
Well
Pat.
done, Pat.
Well done, Pat. That's a shame we didn't knock Pat out, because that would have caused all kinds of confusion. Now, get the third one right, and maybe you're on target for £2,000. According to the official registration code found on European fishing boats, the letters FE refer to which port? FE. Is it Fleetwood, Folkestone, or Fraserburgh?
Well, I don't associate Folkestone with fishing boats, did you say, Jeremy?
Let me read it again. According to the official registration code found on European fishing boats, the letters FE refer to which port?
I don't associate Folkestone with fishing, so I think we can discount that.
Is it too simplistic to say there's an E at the start of Fleetwood, and therefore FE might be Fleetwood? It's a
Could
fishing
be
port,
right.
isn't it?
Fleetwood is definitely not as big as it used to be. And Fraserburgh, you're the Scotsman, Fraserburgh is in Scotland.
It's definitely in Scotland, Mike.
Yeah.
It's as much as I
It's
can
not in the
tell.
middle of Scotland, is it? Hey? Should we go with your end? Fleetwood then? Yeah.
Yeah,
go for Fleetwood.
we've edged towards Fleetwood, Jeremy.
Fleetwood is your answer. You've both got an E somewhere, I suppose. All of them have got an E somewhere. Do you know this?
Well, the largest fishing fleet there, I think, would be Fraserburgh, so I've just got a sneaky feeling it might be that.
The answer is you are wrong to rule out Folkestone. It is Folkestone. FE. Fleetwood is FD, Fraserburgh is FR. So it gives the Eggheads a chance on their third question to take the contest, and here we go. The Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals was given its royal status by which monarch? Victoria, George VI, or Elizabeth II?
Is it Victoria?
Well, I don't know.
It was set up in her era.
Was it?
Sure it were.
It's older. It's much more older than any children's one. So, yes, I think I would go for that.
I don't know it, but have you ever known it been called anything other than the RSPCA?
No, never. And it is a very old society. And it certainly can't be as young as George VI and Elizabeth. I wouldn't have thought so. No, I've been
Thoughts, Pat?
I don't know. I have a big preference for
Lisa?
Victoria, but no evidence at all.
I'm uncomfortable with the answer, but not uncomfortable enough to go against all three of
Well,
you.
what do you think? What you think?
I don't know. There's.
So I'm not sure.
I'm just getting some sort of chiming with the Royal Society in 1936 in my head, and I don't know why.
Well, that
It's
wouldn't be
bothering
George
me.
VI, even if it was 1936.
Well,
It
well,
might just be, but it would be pretty tight, wouldn't it?
it would. Very tight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know why I'm getting it, so I'm not gonna be going against three of you. No, I mean, I've no idea why I'm chiming. It might be that I've got mixed up with the NSPCC or something.
Now, that is quite modern, the NSPCC.
Yeah, so let's just not be, hanging up on anything.
well,
that
we've
I'm
got another
saying.
boy for wrong, haven't we?
Yeah.
As I say, it's only vague unease, but I don't really know whether
We're
it's
going-
happy.
Go for
We're going to bet on it being
Yeah.
pretty old
Don't.
and go for
Okay.
Victoria.
Very,
Not
very happy
sure,
to go with what you're saying on this.
Fine.
Okay. We don't know when it was founded, but we think it's quite an old charity. So we're going to go for Victoria.
If you've got it right, the contest is over. Ruled out Elizabeth, thought maybe George VI. In the end, for you, it did go to Victoria in a fairly certain way, and you're right to say Victoria. That is the answer. We say congratulations, Eggheads, you have won. Founded in 1824, royal status 1840.
It's just a random word. I just didn't feel very comfortable with it, and I didn't know why. But you don't go against those three.
Well, you were just feeling your way there. But anyway, you got there as you so often do, Eggheads. Well done, and commiserations, challenges. Been great to hear about the Dougie Mac. Thank you very much. The Eggheads have done what comes naturally to them most of the time. And here you are, reigning again over Quizland. It does mean that the challengers don't go home with the £2,000, so the money rolls over to our next show. Eggheads, congratulations. Who will beat you? Before we go, Lisa, that amazing question.
Okay, so yes, of the 92 teams in the English Football League, there's only one where you can't colour in any of the letters when it's written down. So for everyone who's been frantically writing down teams and colouring in letters, you can put your pencils down. The answer's Hull City.
Hull City, you're right, there are no closed loops. Got it. Baffled me. Did you get that?
We did.
You did?
We did.
Join us next time to see if a new team of challengers have the brains to defeat the Eggheads. £3,000 says they don't. Till then, goodbye.